Hello DeFi Alpha Gaming Guild, my name is Seb, I'm one of the co-founders, and today I'm just going to be talking to you about Aavegotchi. This is me, four-eyed spectacle man here, and this is Jerry, the other co-founder. So a lot of this information will be coming from this particular video, which is from the Music City Gotchigang. This is run by No Futuristic, and this was an interview with No Futuristic and Dr. Wagme. This is Dr. Wagme's Twitter, so twitter.com/STEDARI, and No Futuristic, just No Future Photo. Now basically, Dr. Wagme, who is a real life doctor and a bit of a math intelligent genius by the looks of things, he did some pretty epic math and went down a rabbit hole which would take me a few days. So I'm not going to get into that, but it took him a few hours, and what he basically worked out was the likelihood of the return on investment. So let's say you had a good number of common tickets, and if you're at the point where you don't even know what these tickets are, essentially you get these tickets by staking your ghost on the Polygon network in Aavegotchi, and you earn friends and then you redeem them, which I'll kind of briefly show you later. What we have here is common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythical, and godlike. And this shows the average number of tickets that you would need in order to win something. These are slightly changed, these rates, by the way. This is a little bit lower. These are a little bit lower. Nevertheless, this is just, a pretty good guide. It works out what the average cost to win one wearable is, and then the average value per price estimates. So basically, if you were to buy that wearable off the bazaar, this is what it would cost. The long story short is, if you're going to be buying a common, uncommon, or rare, you're looking at about 2.4 to all the way down to 2.1 times your investment. So in other words, a return of 240% or 213% or 226%. Now, I think this is going to be lower than that, to be perfectly honest, especially with a flood of new wearables coming in. They're not all going to demand a premium, as Aavegotchi is doing well, but there's still a lot more things that need to be done in terms of, creating content and onboarding users. There's so many things which we won't get into. Now, unless you're a mega whale, I would not be getting any legendary ones, mythical ones, or godlike, because the amount that you're going to have to spend in order to get there is not going to be worth it. So as you can see, the godlike, you're looking at spending about 50,000 50,000 ghosts in order to win one, which would be worth 80,000. So there's no real point. You may as well do a return like that if you're really keen. Mythical, same here. Now, these numbers are all, they're just estimates based on Dr. Wagme's math. What I'm doing is going heavy into common and uncommon. Maybe some into rare, but probably not. So here we are at Aavegotchi.com, and I'll just quickly show you how you can get your tickets. So you go to Stake Ghost and Stake Ghost again. And this is where you're staking your ghost here, and you're earning a certain amount of friends per day. As you can see, total number of friends. When you want to sell them, spend them, you click on Spend Friends, and then this is where you can decide what you're going to buy. So, am I going to buy 9 of these? Or am I going to buy some more of these? It will say if there's not enough friends, of course. All right. When you want to buy some, you just type in how many you like to buy. You could buy like a combination of all of them, depending on how many friends you have. Then you click buy. Your MetaMask will pop up, push through the transaction, and that's all good. Now, if you did want to go and buy some off the bazaar, you just jump into bazaar, go down to raffle tickets, filter by common or whatever you want to, go by lowest price. Every raffle ticket's the same as another, so it's nothing special. You could go ahead and you can go and buy 1,000 hair or 5,000 hair. I think, it'd be worth doing this. You're going to get a small increase, maybe not to 240% or whatever, but maybe it goes 150% return on investment. But you'll have to have some spare ghosts for that. If you decide you don't want to do that and you want to sell the tickets, you'll need 0.1 ghosts so that you can create a listing. But you're just going to Stake Ghost again, Stake Ghost, Spend Friends. This is the easiest way to do it anyway. And then just click on List on Bazaar, put any value. So maybe it's like 0.08 or whatever it was. It will show you the last price here. and then how many you want to sell. And then the total value will be 480 ghosts, and then you'll need to have 0.1 ghosts in order to make that listing. And then you're not going to get 480 ghosts because a small fee, like 3.5%, goes to the Aavegotchi team and DAO. Nevertheless, we've gone off on a tangent. Now let's go and enter the tickets. So back to Aavegotchi, wearable raffle, and I'm just going to enter them all. So my strategy in the past has been to sell some, but on this particular occasion, it's all in. I'll show you why in a second. I'll just kind of enter them quickly if they go through. You'll see that I've also got like a couple in these categories as well. These are just like fingers crossed, you know. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to win anything, so it's just a bit of a gamble. These are more like, you know, the law of averages would dictate that you're going to get some sort of return. But these ones are more like, fingers crossed. Haven't put in a godlike, at least not with this particular wallet. Probably don't need to see me entering all the tickets because it's going to be time consuming, but this is what I'm going to do with these ones, and these ones, and I'm going to enter them all. When I've entered them all, just click on stats. You can see how many you've entered and how many in total have been entered. Now, it's very possible that you would win more or less than the averages, but, you know, the law of averages would dictate that it's going to be somewhere in the middle. And now I'm going to show you why. So let's go to ghost.gg, GHST.gg, click on the raffle calculator, and this does some epic math, and it basically works out what your return should be. So it says that there is 474,000 entered, and this says 467. So I'm assuming that this hasn't updated the UI. Oh, no, there it is. It has. Okay. And I have 6,293. Plonk that in there. All right. So the amount of value that I'm expected to get, if this didn't continue to go up, and it will, is about 65 returned items. So there'll be 65 of the really cool items. I'll just bring up those items really quickly. These are the items here. And they are looking damn cool. Now, what's good to see is I'm starting to get some female Aavegotchi stuff because they have a real lack of content. I feel like they should get a lot more out because, you know, we want more girls to play this game with. It can't just all be boys. So essentially what I'm going for is to try and make these sets, all these sets. These are the sets that I'm more keen on. Getting anything like this is going to be really, really expensive. Sus butterflies are going to be probably quite a premium. I don't really like this one in particular. I think it's quite cool, but it's going to be too expensive for me to get, so that's why I don't like it. And obviously, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get any of these three. So these are the sets that I'm going to be going for: the Archer, the Barbarian, and the Ranger. Probably the Barbarian overall because it's going to have 4 different components, and that should theoretically give us a good boost if our Aavegotchis work out with that. Anyway, so back to the raffle calculator. These odds are clearly going to change. So maybe in the end, this becomes 600,000, and obviously our odds go down. Maybe when all is said and done, maybe I can get 50, an average of 50. Let's say I managed to get 35 items. That would equal, if I managed to sell it all, over 2,000 ghosts. If all the prices kind of held, and it would only cost me 566 ghosts. Okay, so I'm clearly not going to get that, but maybe whatever I can sell them for would be closer to, say, 1,000 ghosts, which could be cool. Now, let's quickly go back here, see how many I've entered into this one. 1, 3, 2, 4, and I'm expected to get 26 or thereabouts. So that's quite interesting because the price difference isn't that much. It's quite interesting. It's as though at present, not as many people have gone into this bottom one. So maybe the common's actually going to do quite well. Although then again, maybe the price comes down due to this number here. But nevertheless, that is basically what my strategy is. You may like it, you may not like it. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or whatever. But I'm just being pretty damn transparent. This is what Dr. Wagme's strategy is, and plenty of others. And the reason why the return is so good is because there are just so many items. 5,000. There's not normally this many out there, because some of them are done via a bid to earn model. So that's what I think could be really, really exciting. And yeah, that's basically it. If you have a different viewpoint and if you've got a plan, of course, stick with your plan. Also, just be aware that there are a lot of people in the Aavegotchi ecosystem that love Aavegotchi, but we're still not seeing the number of people coming in that we want to see. So if we go to the Gotchi Bazaar as an example, there's a likelihood that we're not actually going to see these prices be that cheap. So that damn expensive. So if we go to common and we have a look at the lowest price, it's not going to be the best return on investment. But overall, I think we're going to do well. As long as we don't get a whole lot of an unfavorable one, we should do really well. Let's have a quick look at uncommon. Only slightly higher. And rare. Okay. This may be something to keep in mind. So the return for the rare is looking pretty juicy at the moment, to be honest. And as you can essentially see, the floor price on wearables is quite nice. So maybe a good idea is to add some rare tickets, but you'd need a good amount. So let's not pretend that you can get by with like 200. Let's see what we'd get for 500. I would probably, think that I'm going to do well, I would think I'd need to get about 800 tickets in, which is going to cost me over $1,000. And then I should get about 10 back. And then that's about $2,000. But these are all subject to change. And this is going for 32 hours and 48 minutes remaining. Anyway, that's enough ranting. Please like the video, subscribe, catch us in Discord for more alpha, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Cheers.